Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we've got the 19th episode of my top 10 setups of the day. Before we get started, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel to see more of these amazing setups. In 10th place, starting off our list, we've got this setup from Raven, who's got the furriest controller stand that I've ever seen before. As far as the actual setup itself goes, it's a little bit hard to see the exact gear that they've got. However, you can see a solid dual monitor setup with two LG monitors, but I think it would look really fantastic if they were both elevated on mounts to help clear up some of the crowding on the desk. This setup could also definitely benefit from some more rigorous cable management to help the desk feel more spacious, since the tower takes up a lot of the valuable desk space. In 9th place, our next setup comes to us from Foreign Chart, who's made this super modern and minimalistic build. Their desk is an IKEA Beckhand table, which appears to be a little on the short side without seemingly too overcrowded. On it you can see an Asus VG27AQ monitor on a Delta Core Office Premium monitor arm, a Logitech G Pro mouse, and a keyboard that we've never had on these lists, a Varmilo VAM88M RGBK. Off to the right is OP's PC, which includes an Asus V8 Dark Hero X570, a Ryzen 5950X, an Asus 2090 Ti dual overclocked, 32GB of RAM, a Corsair AX1200i, and 4TB of Samsung 860 Pro, all housed inside a fractal design defined R5 blackout case. I really love the contrast between the whiteness of the walls and the desk, and all of the super dark gear. Up next, we've got this super clean and slick setup from user RADDDCHADD. This setup is one that manages to fit a lot of gear onto a relatively small desk without feeling too crowded. Part of that is definitely helped by the fact that their two monitors are mounted to VIVO dual monitor mounts, and one of the screens is vertical, which helps save space. They've got a unique PC case in the form of a Be Quiet Pure base 500DX case, and if you look inside it, you'll see a very convenient EDC DIY GPU mount. For peripherals, they've got an XL desk mat that's under a Logitech mouse. Whilst I do like the decoration that has been done with the pegboard, I'd like to see a little bit more decoration on the wall above the monitors. Anyone who's a big fan of symmetry will love our number 7 spot coming from PRIVATEDYNAMITE. The first thing anyone will notice about this home office is those two large cheese graters on the ground, also known as Mac Pros. A Mac Pro can go for as much as $50,000, which is why we've yet to see even one of them on these lists, let alone two. Keeping up with the theme of symmetry, they've got two mirrored vertical mounts and mirrored KEF LSX wireless speakers on Audio Engine DS1 speaker stands. Although it's blocked by that steel case chair, OP is using an Apple Magic Keyboard, which makes sense for any Apple user. The pleasant ambient light is achieved using this incredibly popular Philips Hue LED strips. I love the decor in this setup and appreciate their dedication to symmetry, even though I can't even imagine what they might need two Mac Pros for. Coming up next on our list is this adorable neon setup from RREIRAREI. Not only do they have a nice gaming PC, but on the left of this build we've also got an Asus ROG G15 laptop, which is fantastic for gaming as well. Not including the laptop screen, we've got a single monitor setup that appears to be on the stand that it came with. Below that you can see that the OP is a huge fan of Razer, as they have a Razer headset, a Razer Huntsman keyboard and a Razer mouse. Despite the fact that it appears that OP's got a decently large desk, this setup does feel a little bit cramped and could benefit a lot from having the monitor and laptops mounted off the desk. This would give plenty of room for that huge mousepad and would even allow you to keep the tower on the desk without taking up too much room. Marking the halfway mark on our list is this RGB heavy yet very simple build from KATATES. Marking the halfway mark on our list is this RGB heavy yet very simple build from KATATES. This setup probably has one of the largest monitors that we've seen, with a 65-inch LG OLED C9 TV as their top monitor. Below that is a 35-inch Acer Predator X35, which is a big enough monitor by itself, but it looks completely dwarfed by the TV. Below these monitors we've got a humongous desk mat that's holding a SteelSeries mouse. In the PC to the right we've got a Gigabyte 3080 gaming OC and a Ryzen 5800X, as well as the perfect Darth Vader pop figure that should be mandatory for any PC. Although it isn't in the photo, the OP also uses an MSI Mag CH120 for their chair. Our number 4 spot comes from DRSUKOSHI and has a very different vibe from everything that we've seen so far. We've got the classic Calby desktop from IKEA in a gorgeous red-brown colour that really lends itself to the jungly aesthetic of this room. They're using a very well done triple monitor setup, utilising two Asus TUF Gaming VJ-AQ monitors on either side of an Asus ROG Swift PG279Q monitor. Below the monitors we have an awesome custom keyboard made from a KBD fans kit and fixed with some Cherry MX switches and an AliExpress keycap set. This setup also features one of my favourite PC cases that we've ever had on this list, with the Corsair Spec Omega RGB case. The warm oranges and greens in this build are a fantastic contrast to all of the modern white and RGB heavy setups that we've been seeing more frequently, and it's nice to see a build that focuses more on being cozy. Moving back to the more RGB focused setups, our number 3 spot comes from Henry990JP with their Attic build. We've got another IKEA desk, however this time it's the Freddy desk, which comes with a convenient cup holder as well as a raised platform for the monitor, which in this case is a Samsung 27-inch curved monitor. On either side of the monitor are Redragon GS520 Anvil RGB desktop speakers that perfectly match the cyberpunk aesthetic. The huge mousepad below the monitor is a Vixting RGB gaming mousepad, which is a nice cheaper alternative to XL RGB mousepads from larger name brands. To keep the RGB theming strong, OP has of course a set of nano-leaf lights, as well as an endo mesh case for their PC. While some may not like how heavy on the RGB is, I think the way it's done is not only very easy on the eyes and pleasing to look like, but it also really makes use of this small attic space. Approaching the end of our list, we've got this icy setup from Ecstatic Chemical. This setup is another fantastic example of a stellar custom keyboard, with theirs being made from a Drop Alt Arctic case with Alt PCP and diffuser, Kinetic Labs penguins, Everglide stabilizers, and topped with GMK Godspeed. Their other peripherals include what appears to be a glorious Model O gaming mouse with a Delta Carpio sliding wrist rest, as well as a very stylish Godspeed mousepad. OP has a great solution for their clipped speakers taking up too much desk space. Just mount them on the walls under some adorable shelves to not only add aesthetic value to the build, but also for convenience. They also have a hulk of a PC on the right, which includes an i9-9900K, a 2080 Ti, 24GB of RAM, an MSI Z390 Gaming Pro Carbon motherboard, 6.5TB of SSD storage, with 10TB of HDD storage, all housed by the Lian Li 011 Dynamic XL ROG case. Our number 1 spot comes to us from the new guy, who's got a very warm and cozy setup that any geek will instantly fall in love with. What might catch your eye at first is that their PC is mounted to the wall in a Thermaltake P3 case, which is certainly one way to save on desk space. They've also got a discrete dual monitor setup using Philips and Dell monitors that have been mounted to a Crest Small full motion TV mount. Below the monitors we've got a Razer keyboard, mouse and mousepad. What really steals the show in this setup is the fantastic wall decorations, as well as the use of warm RGBs from the nano leaves and the PC paired with the wallpaper. All in all, this is a truly amazing setup that really stands out from what we often see on the channel. And that is the end of today's list. Check out the description for a list of a lot of the gear that I've mentioned in the video. If you want to see more of these incredible setups, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe with notifications on so that you don't miss the next episode. Leave a comment down below on which setup you think should have been number 1.